rematch against Cool Trainer Bet on Route 26. This is the one, as you can see, who is standing just a few steps away from the reception gate. And she's also the one who keeps saying that Pokemon aren't tools of war, stuff like that. So as you can see, not exactly my favorite NPC in the world. But she now has a level 39 Rapidash, which even if it's by itself, should give some decent experience. Because really, that's what it is, an experience pot. Level up your Rapidash all you want and I'll keep beating it in one shot. Oh, 1,600! So that's rather cool. I don't think I've had that since the Elite Four, actually. Okay, so now we're back to our scheduled programming. We're back in Lavender Town. And while I was leveling up my Pokemon in the SS Aqua, my Raikou learned Reflect. Actually, I remembered it learning Crunch at level 51, but I checked and I remembered wrong. It learns Crunch at level 61. So if I want a decent second special attack, I'm gonna have to wait 10 more levels. What a shame. But it's not like Thunderbolt is complete junk. Even by itself, it's one of the best moves in the game. And I can live with that, you know, even though I would really like something to hit those rock ground Pokemon with, for example. But, oh well, Reflect is still a decent move, so I deleted Spark to keep Reflect. You don't know when exactly you're gonna need it. It's like with Suicune's Rest and Sleep Talk. The game's easy enough that I probably won't need it, but if I find myself in a pickle, I'll be really glad I have it. And as I've said several times before, I pride myself on attention to detail, so yeah, you can't really blame me for putting all the chances in my corner. Oh yeah, here is the new Pokemon graveyard inside a building thing. It's called the Soul House, and here we obviously got Mr. Fuji. I don't see who else it could be. And apparently, as you learn in Fire Red and Leaf Green, he's good buddies with Blaine. I don't know what kind of relevance it has, but still an interesting little tidbit. In fact, you can learn all sorts of stuff about the characters with the Fame Checker. Not that I bothered filling it out, I just checked the game facts for the info, but you can still find some pretty decent info and quite a few Gold Silver Crystal references, actually. There's one in particular where it says that Misty has high hopes about Cerulean Cape, and 3 years later, guess what? She's on a date at Cerulean Cape. So we're done with our business in Lavender for now, so I'm going to head to my next destination, which is Cerulean City, because my next destination is the power plant, and Cerulean City is the mandatory stop when it comes to, you know, heading for the power plant. And in that building, there was the daycare in red, blue, and yellow. I wonder what's in there, actually. I don't think... Oh! That's a new one. Well, this is our first wild battle in Kanto in this LP. I wonder how it took so long, probably because I didn't need to step into grass at all up to this point. But as I was saying, there was the daycare in the red, blue, and yellow, and also in Fire Red and Leaf Green, despite the fact that there was another daycare on 4 Island which allowed for breeding Pokemon. So let's see what's in there now. An old woman and a younger woman. Okay. What the fuck? You're seeing things that aren't there, you old hag! And yeah, she gives me a cleanse tag to keep the ghosts away. But ironically, the cleanse tag would be an extra incentive to use ghosts. So that... was that the most epic failure ever, by any chance? Yeah. Even that woman thinks she's completely nuts, so I am not going to stay in this place any longer, and especially since there aren't any trainers, but this time I'll be lenient because there were no trainers here in red, blue, and yellow either. Same thing for Route 7, though both routes are still much shorter than they were in Fire Red and Leaf Green and Red, Blue, Yellow also. Oh, and you gotta love this. They didn't even bring back the Cerulean music from Red, Blue, and Yellow in this. I don't know if it's because they really had cartridge storage issues, but still, it plays in so many cities in this generation that it's not even funny. And yeah, it also plays in Fuchsia, in case you haven't guessed, because, well, they axed the regular Cerulean and Fuchsia theme, though they brought it back in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, among other things. And speaking of music, I noticed this just now, but the Gold Silver Crystal rendition of Lavender, well, it sounds like something that comes straight out of Ken's Labyrinth. Okay, yeah, I think I remember that girl and her Slowbro. I think I saw her in red, and it was a Slowpoke, and she had all the trouble in the world telling it what to do. Well, it's good to see that she evolved and tamed it. She made some progress, which is a lot more than I can say for that guy who's building the house in Vermilion. And as you probably noticed, I'm avoiding the gym for now because there's absolutely no one in there. Misty's not here because she's busy making out with some guy on Route 25, and the rocket that's supposed to appear here only appears once I visited the power plant for the first time, so there really isn't anything to do in the gym for now. Hey, I didn't remember they made a Zubat Overworld sprite for Gold Silver Crystal. I always thought it was like, well, I didn't remember what the sprite would be, but I didn't imagine that Zubat had its own sprite so early. Now, of course, everyone's got their PC box sprite, and with Heart Gold and Soul Silver, they now have an Overworld sprite as well, since you can't have every Pokemon follow you. And okay, this is the bike shop where I got my bike, and yeah, they moved to Goldenrod, and is there... Nope, there's no back door in there, so how am I supposed to gain access to that area behind there? Guess I better have a look around. Oh, and it's much bigger than the place used to be in Red, Blue, and Yellow for once. And incidentally, that is, yeah, there is a hidden item in there, but I'm not even going to bother trying to find it, because the item finder in the first 2 generations is absolutely terrible, and I'm not going to try tapping buttons in hope of finding something by looking on every square. No, I'm not doing that, definitely. Oh, and this, I think, is the house where in Red, Blue, Yellow some guy got his Dig TM stolen. And as you can see, you're not forced to go, hey, a Diglett Overworld sprite? Now that's another one I didn't remember at all. Didn't remember that they made a Diglett Overworld sprite already. I imagine what a Dugtrio looks like. Probably a Diglett. Now he's talking about the Rocket who's running around with a stolen part from the power plant. Another call from Beth. Does she want a rematch? No. Because I would have been surprised, 2 rematches from the same person in 10 minutes. Do you ever learn? That's all I would have to say. And yeah, as I was about to say, you're not forced to go through this house anymore to head to the Rock Tunnel or to Vermilion, because, well, they moved around a lot of houses in the city in the last 3 years. Don't ask me how they did it, but they did it. They probably realized that it wasn't a good idea to have houses block the paths to other cities. So that's it for today. Next time, Route 9 and the path to the power plant.